There's a new monster in town. He's young, undefeated, and absolutely hungry for greatness.
Oh, that's a good shot, and he's going to stop him.
And he's got his eyes set on the very best in the lightweight division. Herrera is quickly rising as one of the scariest young talents in boxing today. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why.
I don't give a fuck where you're from, I don't give a fuck what's your name. I'm here for no game, I'm here for the business.
Born on September 9th, 2002, in Camagüey, Cuba, Herrera Montero didn't just grow up around boxing. He was raised in it. The sound of leather cracking against heavy bags, the sight of champions in the gym, it was his childhood soundtrack. His bloodline carried more than promise. His grandfather, Angel Herrera Vera, is a Cuban legend, a two-time Olympic gold medalist who conquered the world in 2 weight classes. For Herrera, greatness wasn't optional, it was expected. Like his grandfather, he survived Cuba's brutal amateur system, where only the toughest fighters make it out. His talent exploded onto the international stage at the 2021 AIBA World Youth Championships, proof that the name Herrera still meant danger. But there was a problem. Professional boxing was banned in Cuba until 2022. If Herrera wanted to chase greatness, he had to leave everything behind. So he packed his gloves, left his homeland, and rebuilt his career in the United Arab Emirates, where he began stacking wins, knockouts, and attention until one of the world's top promotions came calling. Herrera made his professional boxing debut at a local event in Dubai in July of 2021, and right from the start, he sliced his opponent, Mehdi Miro, with stinging jabs. Herrera then launched a short uppercut that rocked his opponent. Sensing blood, Herrera went for the kill, but before he could knock his opponent unconscious, Miro would be saved by his corner. In October of 2021, Herrera squared off against Reznu Sundava, and right from the opening bell, he snapped out sharp jabs from southpaw to set the tone. Soon, Herrera started mixing in uppercuts. But once his combinations started to flow, Sundava couldn't hold up and hit the canvas. Sundava rose quickly and brushed it off with a cocky attitude, daring Herrera to give him more. Herrera was more than happy to oblige. Two months later, Herrera stepped in against Fred Sayuni, but with a different approach. Instead of relying on his usual jab-heavy assault, he let loose straight lefts to gauge his range, mixing in a few uppercuts for good measure. The straight lefts were working like a charm. Once Herrera had Sayuni set up, he went for the body, and Sayuni immediately crumpled to the canvas, rolling in pain. Sayuni managed to get back to his feet, but the damage was done and refused to keep going. Just like that, Herrera walked away with another commanding victory. As great as his debut year of 2021 was, 2022 was even better for Herrera. And it all started against seasoned Filipino fighter Eduardo Mencito. The bout was scheduled for 8 rounds, but Herrera had no intention of letting it go the distance. The young Cuban southpaw displayed crisp timing and controlled aggression. using his sharp left hand to dictate the pace. Mancito tried to press forward and use his experience to break Herrera's rhythm, but it was all in vain. In round 4, Herrera put the cherry on top of another spectacular performance to improve to 5-0 as a professional. Herrera would bag 2 more wins, capturing the WBC International Super Featherweight title in his 7th fight. In his 9th, the young Cuban would make his first title defense, and it would be a total demolition.
Estampado en sangre y boxeo. Vamos a verlo mañana.
It's going to be brutal. Blood. I'm coming for blood.
In November of 2022, Herrera put his newly won belt on the line against Venezuelan veteran Franklin Manzanilla, who was immediately put on his back. Herrera's onslaught carried into the 2nd round, where his fury culminated in yet another knockdown.
And again, he's so fast.
Round 5 was the toughest of all for Franklin, with Herrera continuing to punch a hole in his head. Though Franklin managed to make it to the bell, he chose to stay on the stool rather than endure any more punishment from the Cuban monster. In March 2023, Herrera took on what was billed as a major step up in competition against the seasoned Filipino fighter Armonito De La Torre, who came in with a 22-4 record, but even that rise in opposition wasn't nearly enough to slow him down. Herrera began the bout measured, working behind his jab and feeling out the distance. But once he realized there was little danger coming back his way, he shifted gears and started stitching together sharp combinations, one of which sent De La Torre crashing to the canvas. Though the Filipino managed to beat the count, Herrera patiently picked his shots, flooring him again. The pace only intensified from there, and before long, Herrera closed the show by knocking De La Torre out cold. In his next outing, Herrera squared off against British journeyman Jeff Ofori, and things got heated between the two during face-offs. Inside the ring, both men spent most of the opening round feeling each other out, but Herrera closed the frame with a series of sharp left hands that had Ofori's alarm bells ringing.
Ofori dips low again. Technical affair, patient round.
In the 2nd round, Herrera began unleashing his left hand with greater confidence, and it wasn't long before one of those shots landed flush.
Knocked down Ofori. That was an uppercut and a left hand by Herrera.
Ofori managed to regain his footing, but only to go down again. Ofori was fortunate enough to be saved by the bell, and he made the most of it by firing back at Herrera in the following round.
Both fighters are looking to count. Oh, good left hand by Herrera again.
But in round 4, Herrera decided enough was enough as he knocked Ofori out.
And as he rushes in, both fighters trip. And Herrera bleeds, yes, Ofori hard, and he's going in for the kill, and the ref stops it. Admits a TKO.
After closing out 2023 on a high note, Herrera kicked off 2024 in style with a showdown against Mexico's Ulises Suarez. True to form, Herrera set the tone early with a jab-heavy attack. Suarez, on the other hand, came forward aggressively, winging heavy shots in an attempt to disrupt the Cuban's rhythm. Herrera calmly waited for the perfect opening.
For a walk back, which is, a little...
And when it finally appeared, Herrera delivered a punishing shot to the body that left Suarez unable to continue the fight.
Oh,
Oh, looks like a strong body shot that was landed by Herrera.
With 14 wins without a loss in the United Arab Emirates and a sole win in Uzbekistan, Javier Herrera finally caught the eye of Frank Warren's Queensbury Promotions, who wasted no time in signing the red-hot prospect and bringing him over to Europe.
He comes obviously via Cuba originally. 21 years old, super featherweight, incredibly talented, 14-0, 12 knockouts. This kid is a special fighter.
In June 2024, Javier Herrera made his Queensbury debut against Colombia's Andres Navarrete in an 8-round bout in Northern Ireland. From the opening bell, Navarrete stormed forward with heavy shots. But that was a terrible strategy against a lightning-fast counter-puncher in Herrera.
Mistakes against this champion at this weight, of course.
But Navarrete was here to fight. Then Navarrete was caught overreaching, and Herrera countered with a left that left him frozen on his feet.
That's a good shot, and he's going to stop him. Well, he stopped on his feet. That shot took everything out of Navarrete. And well done to Mark Bates for stopping it.
The fight was wrapped up in under 2 minutes, and the Irish crowd got their first glimpse of what might well be the making of a future legend.
I'm the best, you know. I'm the best. I'm feel strong. I'm ready for the shit, bro.
In October 2024, Javier Herrera stepped into the ring against veteran Oliver Flores for the vacant WBA Intercontinental lightweight title on the line. Flores came out firing haymakers, but most of them missed because Herrera was slipping and jabbing like a pro.
Establish that jab. There you go, simple shot. Just measures the distance and then he can...
From the opening moments, his speed, timing, and footwork had Oliver's head spinning. And in the third round, Herrera suddenly shifted into fifth gear and blasted a perfectly placed body shot that sent Flores to the canvas.
This year, it's confidence up in this third round right at the start of it. Real class about that. Flores looks in all kinds of problems, and Steve Gray doesn't give him the chance to beat the count. Herrera gives thanks.
Flores managed to rise, but he failed to do it in time, like so many of Herrera's past opponents. The young Cuban was now the WBA Intercontinental lightweight champ, meaning that he had more eyes on him and bigger names hoping to fry him. In his first title defense, the unbeaten lightweight was dragged into a brawl early against Jose Macias Enriquez due to his high-pressure style. But once the nerves settled, Herrera returned to his measured style, picking his shots carefully.
He's being dragged in. It's a better combination on the inside from Herrera. As Richie mentions, Macias has lost all 3 times he's fought outside of Mexico, and he's under pressure here for the first time in the fight.
The gritty Mexican continued to fire in bunches and swarmed with wild aggression, managing to catch the Cuban southpaw time and again. Herrera responded with crisp power shots, finding his rhythm as the fight progressed.
Yeah, good shot again. Both of them, the right hand caught him, and again it just snapped his head back, and then the uppercut went in.
As rounds went on, Herrera got better and meaner. By round 7, the Cuban was running circles around Enriquez.
From the ear, there could be an injury that they can't see, yes. So that was good refereeing there. So the doctor's had a look and he's satisfied.
But then he struck the final nail in his coffin to solidify himself as one of the most...
Starting to take its toll, and John Latham steps in and stops it. And I think he was in the back of the referee's mind the moment he called the doctor.
With this win, Herrera has positioned himself on the verge to break into the top 10 lightweights of the world. But the lightweight division is stacked with talent, and before he gets the chance to face Shakur Stevenson, there are a few other big names he needs to test himself against, like Abdullah Mason, Floyd Schofield, Keyshawn Davis, and Lamont Roach. The question is, does Javier Herrera really have the skills to take these guys out? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.